Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge 2025 Part 1, and this is battle number 37. Woohoo! I'm 2 for 2. My intro is correct. But our opponent's going to lead off here with a Rillaboom and a Sneasler. And of course, I'm going to come in with my Tauros and my Zebstrika. Now, as we are getting into battle number 37, we are going to be a little bit aggressive here in some of the coming battles. We're going to probably lead off with some of the very same Pokemon leads. This is what we're doing here right now. Now, of course, with the Zebstrika, we do have the high horsepower. This should be super effective onto the Sneasler, as long as it doesn't go for a Tera change. With the Rillaboom, of course, we're going to go in for the Raging Bull in hopes that we're going to be able to pick up a KO. But wait, there is a Terrestrialization here coming in from the opposing side, and it looks like it's going to be Rillaboom going in for Tera Ground. That's actually a very, very unusual Tera change for Rillaboom. Normally you see them as Tera Water or you see them as Tera Fire, but very rarely do you ever see them as a Tera Ground. Okay, they've gotten the Poison Touch activated off onto our Tauros, and of course we have to use our Lum Berry to heal ourselves. From there, we're going to go in for the high horsepower, and of course Sneasler is going to be able to survive with its Focus Sash, and if it didn't have that, we would have knocked it out, guys, honestly. Here's the Life Orb issue, taking a little bit of our health away, and then of course high horsepower coming in from the Rillaboom. Definitely something that would have caught me off guard during this time, because quite frankly, it's something you don't ever usually see is Tera Ground and high horsepower from Rillaboom. Now, during this time, it was very early on in Regulation H, so that's why I'm saying that it is not very common. As we go through Regulation H into the Part 2 and Part 3 series of Grand Challenges, you do tend to see that a little bit more often. With the Maushold coming in, of course, we do have the capability of Population Bomb, and of course Population Bomb is going to likely end up going into the Rillaboom. That way we can actually hit multiple times in a row, up to approximately 10, and in hopes of maybe even possibly taking it out. From there, we're going to go for the Raging Bull with the Tauros into the Sneasler. And then, of course, Sneasler right now is going to attack first with the Brick Break. And here we go with the Population Bomb into the Rillaboom. Luckily for us, our Maushold was able to survive with very little HP remaining. We did manage to get the Population Bomb off onto the Rillaboom, and that is going to be able to pick up the KO, and that is the first Pokemon out on the opposing side. Sneasler, of course, is still into play, and, here is the Raging Bull coming from the Tauros, being able to pick up the KO. Luckily for us, that is 2 Pokemon out on their side. Now, of course, they do have 2 Pokemon remaining. We have yet to see what they are going to be. And of course, when I actually start doing these recordings, guys, I don't actually keep the team previews. I actually just start recording as soon as the battle starts, and it looks like the Pokemon that's coming into play is going to be another Volcarona. Next Pokemon is going to be Dragapault as the final Pokemon on the opposing side. Looks like it's going to be the shiny variant. Now, of course, with the Dragapault, it does have the capability of hitting 2 Pokemon at once, so we have to keep that in mind. Okay, here we go. We're going to go in for the Rock Slide with the Tauros, and of course with the Maushold. I believe we have already locked in for our move. We're going to go for the Tera Fairy here in hopes to be able to resist the Dragon Darts that may be coming from the Dragapault. Obviously, if we have a Fairy-type Pokemon out here, we shouldn't be able to be affected. However, it looks like they're going to go for the Sucker Punch and be able to pick up the KO onto the Maushold even before the Population Bomb even comes out. From there, the Volcarona has decided to go for the Hurricane. Of course, it avoids the Tauros due to likely no weather effects. We've got the Rock Slide coming into play, picking up the KO off onto the Volcarona, and that is 3 Pokemon out on the opposing side. Now that we actually have the Maushold out, we do have to bring in our last and final Pokemon remaining, and that is going to be the Annihilate. And of course, Annihilate being a ghost-type Pokemon, we do have to fear that Sucker Punch just very slightly from that Dragapault. So we're going to lock in with an attack with the Annihilate, of course, and we're going to go for in the Rock Slide as well. If we do manage to hit that Dragapault, we are kind of hoping that we will get a flinch. That's kind of the whole point of why we have that Rock Slide on Tauros. Is so that way if we do manage to hit 2 Pokemon at once, we might be able to flinch one or the other. Looks like the Dragapault has gone in for the Hydro Pump, and of course Hydro Pump is a special type move. Not going to do much damage onto the Annihilate. Might have done a little bit more to the Tauros if we were not a Fairy type. So we've actually gone in for the bulk up here. That's going to raise up our attack stat and our defensive values. Dragapault regaining a little bit of HP there from the grassy terrain. I'm sure my opponent is very happy they still have that up. Of course, my Pokemon do benefit from that as well, and Annihilate does have the lefties, so it is going to get a little bit of HP. Now that we've actually taken a Hydro Pump, we are going to be able to get a little bit of a boosted Rage Fist. Here's the Fire Blast coming in from the Dragapault, not going to do anything to our Annihilate. There's the Rock Slide, not being able to pick up a KO, but this Rage Fist should be able to do the job. So if you guys enjoyed the battle there today, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, post your comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next battle. Peace